This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks around the world. But here now the news for August 27, 2025. Actually, a quick couple of reminders. Number one, to the Gertie cam. There it is. We're about halfway, or more than halfway, sold out of our giant inflatable Santa Gerties. Get them now at carouselproducts.com. While you're there, we have limited sizes of it. We are going to restock these eventually. I don't know when the restock is happening, but nonetheless, the restock is coming. But there are a couple sizes still in stock of our Countdown to Extinction shirt, counting down. I counted down to extinction, the end of dinosaur. And then, of course, we still have a couple of our magnets here. We've got Gertie the dinosaur, we've got the Carnotaur, and we got Sunny Eclipse, all available right now. $8 each or 3 for $20. And we are going to launch our Magnet of the Month program, I believe, on Monday. So stay tuned for details on all that. Now, to the regular camera, I'm going to plug. This coming Monday is a big day for us. It is the official reopening, if you will, of WDWNT Celebration, which is where we do the show from. And there will be an opportunity on Monday to come watch this show be filmed live, to take a museum tour with me as your guide. We've reimagined our whole museum with props from Muppet Vision and Great Movie Ride and Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. And there's a lot of cool new stuff to see and some fun new surprises I don't want to spoil just yet. And then on Monday evening, we have a very special event, first of its kind, where former Disney Imagineers will teach you how they approach designing a brand new theme park from scratch. And then at the end of that lesson, the room gets to break up into groups and try their hand at it. And then those former Imagineers will critique your work. Never been anything like this. No one's ever done anything like this. And so we're calling this event Detour WDWNT. You can join us for that. Tickets are at events.wdwnt.com. If you don't want to come to the whole day, there are individual tickets available for the museum tour and also for that evening event with the former Imagineers. So again, all the details at events.wdwnt.com. Now let's get to the news. Walt Disney Imagineering has shared the first episode of the rebooted Imagineer That, hosted by Tom Morrow 2.0. Imagineer That originally aired on the Disney Channel as interstitials circa the year 2000. Was hosted by Tom Morrow 2.0, the mascot of Innoventions at EPCOT, who actually physically appeared in that space. The rebooted series airs on the Imagineering YouTube channel, with the first episode answering the question, how do Imagineers think up new rides? To answer the question, Tom interviews Jonathan Friday, Senior Creative Director at Walt Disney Imagineering. The next episode of Imagineer That will premiere on Monday, September 15th. I just want to say, I love this. This is spectacular. If they do these on like a bi-week, if these are twice a month, that's great. Please keep doing these. I also really like the age of Disney we live in with the tongue-in-cheek humor where, where he talks about going back to Innoventions and then about that and they zoom in on his face. I love that. I think that's fantastic. Also, he thinks he's only been mothballed for a couple of years. It was very, very cute and charming, but also very educational. I think for me, when I was of a certain age watching those, that really whet my appetite. Obviously, in today's age, you have fan websites and fan media and all these fan YouTube channels that talk about the parks nonstop. When I was a kid, that was all we had. All we had were sing-along tapes, Disneyland Fun, and we had vacation planning DVDs, and then that would occasionally come on, Imagineer That. That's all we had. Now you're all spoiled. Every moment of every day you can watch content about the Disney parks and how they're made and every aspect of them. But back then, this was pretty wild. Either way, I think the look inside at the Imagineering process, obviously the We Call It Imagineering episodes have been fantastic. This is a nice entry-level show, I think, for people who maybe are new to the fandom or just for younger members of the audience who don't know how these things work. I think this is a very cool offering, and I'm very glad that they're doing it. Disney is working on removing the final puddles of water from the rivers of America at the Magic Kingdom. Draining began soon after the Liberty Square Riverboat and Tom Sawyer Island closed, and by last week, the rivers of America was just puddles. There are now hoses and other equipment throughout the river to pump out the last drops of water. And a truck is parked in the river near Superstition Bridge. By the way, it's really hard to dry out a river in the summer in Florida because it rains every day. So good luck, team. The Liberty Square riverboat track remains running along the center of the trench. Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America will be replaced by a Cars expansion of Frontierland. Disney promises there will be a river and water features, which might reuse some of the structure of the Rivers of America, but either way, that riverboat track will be removed. That's probably the next phase of this project, if we're being honest. So we'll keep our eyes peeled as to what's up next, but demo would probably be the next step. Crews have installed new themed elements at the EPCOT playground and around the Forest and Field food booth for the 2025 EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival. Construction of this flex space was completed in early 2025, where it housed a Stormalong Bay-inspired playground during the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival. On Monday morning, crew members were installing new playground elements. A group of standing tables and picnic tables are located on the side closest to the Milled and Mulled food booth. A short tunnel and post resemble natural logs. There are mushroom-shaped steps and acorn-inspired seats as well. The nature theming extends to wraps around the supports holding up the shades. The wraps resemble trees with twisted branches, and there are some critters hidden on the wraps. We spotted an owl holding a book and a sleeping rabbit. The decorations around the nearby Forest and Field food booth seem to be an extension of the playground's theme. Forest and Field was brand new last year, along with Milled and Mulled and Bramblewood Bites. Seen on the food booth are various gourds and baskets. In the nearby flower beds, hay barrel, a tiered display of gourds with a blue ribbon, and a small work table. Autumnal plants line the edge of the flower beds around the props. There's a small garden and baskets labeled sweet potatoes and radishes, and more baskets are filled with potatoes and carrots. These are on crates gathered around a sign that introduces a new squirrel character. The squirrel seems to be in charge of this garden and the food booth. The sign reads, "Squirrel loves to farm and gather in the forest and the field. With every passing harvest, greater grows his yield. At every county fair, he snatches up his prize. His ambitions never ending, as is his enterprise." It includes a picture of Squirrel with his first prize pumpkin. He is a squirrel businessman. I love him. He's great. Another great original character. More animal business people, please. Also, Disney has started to install the 2025 EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival menus throughout the park. We've got those up on our website as well as also with pictures of all the decor that's gone up. Of course, the event begins tomorrow. We have 58 items to eat tomorrow. Yay us. Stay tuned for all that. It's a busy weekend. Destination D, food and wine, Halloween Horror Nights. It's crazy. We got the event on Monday. It is a crazy, crazy weekend around here. Spaceship Earth at EPCOT is now closed for its previously announced refurbishment, and the queue for the attraction has been blocked. Spaceship Earth closed on Monday and will reopen later this year. No exact date yet. A reopening date will be at least after October 24th. That's the furthest date available as of last we checked on the Walt Disney World website. But rolling planters now block the entrance to the ride. We saw cast members holding hard hats and orange vests preparing to enter the attraction. The refurbishment is expected to include routine maintenance and no major changes to the attraction itself. Of course, a lot of routine maintenance was put off back in 2020. This attraction was supposed to close in May. I think it was May of 2020 to become Spaceship Earth, Our Shared Story, a whole new version of the ride. That was canceled due to COVID-19. They didn't follow through on that, and so that general maintenance never happened. And I will say this, I just rode Spaceship Earth the other day. It is about the roughest it has ever looked in my life. It is a disaster in there. So hopefully we're getting some show set fixes. Obviously the track needs work, and some of the structure I know needs some work too. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but hopefully it's all the things Spaceship Earth needs. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to WDWNT.travel. And their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So book today. The United Kingdom Pavilion at EPCOT has a new merchandise collection featuring Mickey and Minnie. The new collection includes apparel, accessories, housewares, and more. You can visit WDWNT.com to see the whole collection. Patina Group restaurant workers from EPCOT's Italy Pavilion restaurants are voting to strike and have launched a website about Walt Disney World restaurant labor disputes. Unite Here Local 737 and the Patina Group employees announced the strike authorization vote during a press conference on Tuesday after Patina Group failed to make adequate progress in contract negotiations. Patina Group, a subsidiary of Delaware North, owns and operates several Walt Disney World restaurants at EPCOT and Disney Springs. In the Italy Pavilion, they operate Tutto Italia Ristorante, Tutto Gusto Wine Cellar, and Via Napoli. This will also extend starting tomorrow to the festival booth as well. The union contract for these venues expires on September 30th. The strike vote will authorize the bargaining committee to call a strike at any time after the contract expires. If workers proceed with the strike, it'll be the first time that employees have gone on strike inside of a Walt Disney World theme park in history. The new website, DisneyWorldFoodAlert.org, provides an easy place for guests to check for labor disputes at Walt Disney World restaurants and check out restaurants with fair union contracts. Employees of Patina Group across Walt Disney World unionized last year amid what they called second-class working conditions. They filed a formal complaint against the company this July. Other Patina Group restaurants at Disney World include Pizza Ponte, Morimoto Asia, The Edison, Maria and Enzo's, Enzo's Hideaway, and Space 220. So they even have another restaurant they operate inside of EPCOT. This is crazy. I kind of want to make a joke. This is no joking matter, but at the same time, I'm like, could you guys go on strike tomorrow so we don't have to eat from the Italy booth? That would be great. Here's what I want to say is Disney probably needs to step in and make Patina meet demands to some extent, within reason, because this would be obviously a terrible look. And the greater world does not understand that third-party companies operate within Walt Disney World property. People assume everything is Disney. So whether this is Disney's fault or not, they're going to have to deal with it. And so they're probably going to want to force them to fix this situation if they want to keep their contract, honestly. The last thing in the world that needs to happen is they go on strike and Disney, not wanting to upset guests, fills these locations with their own cast. I think that sends a very bad message that, and in that case, it's very hard to argue that you're treating these Patina Group restaurant workers as second rate, because at that point you're like, well, if you're not going to work, we'll just throw someone else in there. So I hope they're going to settle this. They're going to figure this out, because there is a part of me that wants to see it, right? There is a part of me that wants to see what a strike inside of Disney World looks like, and if, like, how that works. Like, Disney has to allow it, I guess, because they're not their employees, but they do work on that property. I don't know. It boggles the mind. It would be fascinating to watch, but at the same time, from a show standpoint, this would be very bad. I said the same thing when they were wearing the buttons about their grievances, which, look, totally understand, totally get it, but Disney needs to do something to stop the bleeding at this point. It's bad show, and so someone, I'm not saying you have to meet every demand, but you have to at least make your workers feel appreciated. So let's reach that agreement. The Starbucks located on the Disney Springs West Side has reopened after extensive refurbishment with an updated exterior and interior. The West Side Starbucks closed back in March for an extensive refurbishment. The refurbishment came after the smaller Marketplace location closed for just 2 weeks last fall for a small refurb. The Marketplace Starbucks has been available while the West Side coffee shop was closed. The West Side Starbucks is now open again, and we recently took a look around. The exterior has been refreshed. It's been cleaned up. It looks nice. Inside the ordering area, they have installed new murals. There are various animals like tigers, elephants, and birds throughout. Colorful flowers and other vegetation also adorn the walls of the shop and extends over the entire ordering station and to the store entrance. In addition, there is beautiful artwork on the walls in the seating area. It resembles a world map with raised, intricate designs of flowers and vegetation. In doing so, the screen that used to stream across to the downtown Disney Starbucks, at least when this location opened, the one at Disneyland, is now gone. Note that mobile ordering is available at this location with a screen displaying orders and a dedicated pickup area. The West Side Starbucks is open daily from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. The Mickey and Friends Halloween Cavalcade has returned to Disneyland Park for the 2025 Halloween season. The Cavalcade has been slightly updated for the 70th anniversary of Disneyland this year, in that there are special 70th anniversary edition Halloween costumes on the Mickey and Friends characters in this parade. Of course, as well, the Disney princesses, some other friends also appear. And for the Halloween season, the Disney villains are part of the Cavalcade as well. The Cavalcade can be caught at 1:30 p.m. and 2:45 p.m. daily. You can watch the video of this right here on our channel. The Toydarian toy maker has crafted a new Max Rebo figure available from the toy maker shop in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland for $29.99. Like all the Toydarian toy maker products, this resembles a handmade toy carved out of wood, although it is plastic. Max Rebo is a blue elephant-like creature with yellow eyes depicted sitting within his red ball jet organ. His ears and front legs are posable, and the organ is a light brown structure with orange rivets around the side. Guests can enjoy the Mickey's Trick and Treat stage show at Disney California Adventure during the Halloween season. Mickey's Trick and Treat debuted in 2019, originally an Oogie Boogie Bash only show. This is the second year it is part of the daily offerings available to non-party guests. It's in the Disney Theater, temporarily replacing Disney Junior's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live. The show utilizes video projections behind the characters. There's bubbles and special effects. It features 2 original Halloween songs, and it's hosted by Mickey and Minnie's friend Parker, who is dressed as a mad scientist for Halloween. You can watch this full show right here on our channel if you'd like to see it. You can watch the show daily at 10:45, 11:45, 12:45, 2:30, 3:30, and 4:30. Eternal star Kumail Nanjiani shared the news that he signed on to be a part of a future theme park attraction as part of his deal with Marvel Studios. Nanjiani, who plays Kingo, recently talked about his reaction to Eternal's release on an episode of Working It Out. He also shared that he originally signed on for 6 movies, a video game, and a theme park ride. Quote, "This is going to be my job for the next 10 years. I'll be doing Marvel movies every year. In between, I'll be doing my own thing, whatever I want to do." And then none of that happened. Due to the poor reception of the film, it's clear that Marvel steered clear of any more Eternals projects. That likely includes the theme park attraction Nanjiani referenced. Disney never announced specifically an Eternals attraction for Disney parks. There, of course, have been large-scale Avengers-based attractions announced that never saw the light of day. There also, of course, is Avengers Infinity Defense coming up, which may or may not have been thought to include these characters at one point, but either way, clearly will not at this point. Nanjiani also said, he talked earlier this year about how the film reviews affected him. It was really, really hard, and that's when I was like, this is unfair to me. It's unfair to my wife, Emily. I can't approach my work this way anymore. So very intentionally, I did start counseling. It's clear Marvel had huge plans for the Eternals. Of course, what is unclear is what will be happening with them moving forward. This isn't a movie show, though, so we won't talk about movies, but I think it's safe to say in Avengers Infinity Defense and all the other stuff they have coming up at the parks, the Eternals will very likely not be part of it. When the Disney Destiny sets sail this November, it'll debut Disney Cruise Line's first ever Lion King restaurant and dinner show. Disney shared a first look at the entertainment cast member costumes for Pride Land's Feast of the Lion King. The costumes take inspiration from the various regions of Africa with a mix of both contemporary and traditional silhouettes and details, said Amanda Avila, associate costume designer with Disney Live Entertainment. We wanted them to feel elevated and regal with nods to both the characters and the culture. Many of the costume pieces feature cowrie shell designs, drawing inspiration from the country of Benin in West Africa, where the shells symbolize prosperity, wealth, good luck, and destiny. During their meal, guests will enjoy a live retelling of Simba's journey. Performers will wear specific accessories to embody the personalities and attributes of various Lion King characters. Scar, for example, is the only character with pieces incorporating the color black. His headdress also features a single red feather above his left eye to represent the scar. The Disney Destiny has a heroes and villains theme featuring Marvel-inspired areas, a new Hercules stage show, a Cruella de Vil piano bar, and more. Ship sets sail on its maiden voyage on November 20th out of Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We will be on the media cruise a week or so before that to bring you a first look at the ship, so stay tuned. The Disney Destiny is headed our way. Disneyland Paris has announced that the Ratatouille attraction at the currently named Walt Disney Studios Park will close this fall to add technical and scenic updates, as well as to make the permanent switch to 2D projections. Closing for refurbishment this October, the attraction, which has a very French name, but you could just call it Remy's Adventure, will add an enhanced queue with a new scene depicting a Parisian artist studio, which you're looking at in concept art form now. Details will include canvases on the walls, paint splatters, and a fruit basket that might attract the rats of the neighborhood. On the attraction itself, new props, enhanced projections, and larger-than-life props and set pieces will be added for extra flavor to scenes. This renovation also will involve the modernization of the ride's technical equipment, including replacing all of its video projectors with state-of-the-art models and enhanced media for optimal visual quality. This change will mean the attraction's media will be permanently projected in 2D rather than 3D. The Ratatouille attraction will reopen sometime in 2026 following the refurbishment. This is all in preparation for the rebranding of the park to Disney Adventure World sometime early next year. That's when World of Frozen will open, Adventure Way, Adventure Bay, all the things with adventure in their name coming next year. It's really nice to see them investing in this attraction, which was meant to be one of the saving graces of this park the last time they tried to fix it. And now with the rebranding of the park, I think it's good to spend money on bringing this attraction up to snuff and making sure no one's disappointed when they come to this park next year, because you spent all this money to fix this park, you better wow people. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is not my favorite attraction. First time I went to Paris, I was very disappointed. I had big expectations of this, one of my favorite movies, and I just was very disappointed with how screen heavy it was, and just, it felt very blah. And I don't like it at EPCOT either. It's slightly better, only because it's newer. Just not my favorite attraction. The restaurant in Paris, though, is magnificent, and it's a real shame we never got that in Florida. I hope these are positive changes. The 2D, look, the 3D, I've rode the attraction in both forms. Undoubtedly, the 2D is better. People have preferred it. Every time the 3D broke, they went to 2D, and people just were like, please just keep it. And Paris, for some reason, like, no, we fixed the 3D, or the glasses are back from the wash, or whatever it is. We're turning it back on, and people would be sad. Listen to your audience. People told you they like the 2D better. They don't want to put the glasses on for this. And I agree. I think it's better in 2D. I've liked it better that way. It's still not one of my favorite attractions, but I appreciate some love and care going into something to get this park started on the right foot with a new name. Shanghai Disney Resort announced details of their fall Duffy Month celebration and Halloween celebrations, including Halloween returning to Zootopia. Celebrate Duffy and Friends from September 1st through September 30th with a floral celebration. Mickey Avenue will host photo ops, including a Duffy-themed floral and miniature sets for your Duffy and Friends plush to sit upon. Duffy and Friends have new outfits, each representing a different flower, but as well, Mickey and Minnie will also don floral apparel. The Daily Castle stage show, Enjoying the Moon with Duffy and Friends, will return to Enchanted Storybook Castle for Duffy Month. A special edition of the show incorporating Shanghai opera elements will take place on every Sunday starting September 7th. This special edition show is performed in collaboration with the Shanghai Huzhu Opera Theater. It will include a performance of the Duffy Month theme song, Let's Get Together. Limited time Duffy and Friends treats will be available during the month, including the Osmanthus Mini Dumpling Crepe with strawberry ice cream and the Minnie Mouse Osmanthus Muffin at Cookie and Bakery Cafe, as well as the Osmanthus flavored gelato and ice cream at Il Peperino. Two new floral merchandise collections will debut for Duffy Month. The Mickey and Friends Garden Stroll collection includes plush keychains of Mickey and Friends wearing elegant outfits featuring blossoms, butterflies, and persimmons. It also includes a floral-themed headband adorned with lace, ribbons, and pearls. The Duffy and Friends Floral Dreams collection includes accessories such as a crossbody bag, headbands, and jewelry. The Duffy and Friends Mooncake set and tea set will also be available. To close out the celebration, Shanghai Disney Resort will celebrate Lena Bell's 4th anniversary from September 23rd through September 29th. Halloween time will run from October 4th through November 1st at Shanghai Disney. The season will include 2 new experiences at Treasure Cove. In the brand new show Buccaneer Bash, guests join Captain Nova and her crew for an immersive evening of pirate mischief and carnival games. Set against the backdrop of Treasure Cove, the nighttime event combines live performances, interactive activities, carnival games, food, and merchandise. And over at Barbossa's Bounty will be an all-new immersive pirate theme and new array of dishes, and more details are to come on that. Mother Gothel from Tangled will join the Disney villains for the first time at Shanghai Disney Resort. Guests will encounter the villains around the park and see them during surprise appearances on Enchanted Storybook Castle's balcony. Halloween Spooktacular Days has been extended to 8 whole days this year, spanning every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from October 17th through November 1st. Mickey and Friends, Duffy and Friends, as well as Pooh and Friends will all wear new looks as part of Halloween celebrations. And over at Zootopia, the annual Halloween celebration will return after having debuted last year. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all our WIGS members watching right now. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow with 58 items at the EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival. 58 new items. Oh boy.